and then the chorus is a wee bit different. That's what Don Moore Exile did. Do it again for me. Do you want to go to the... Where do you go? Do you hold that G there?
Yeah, and then E minor. As it did when I first went to man. As it has been for centuries past. Does the old chapel bell toll so sweetly as it did when I first went to man?
2003, a very special year in the history of the St Patrick's Gaelic Football Club in Donaghmore, because it was 100 years ago in 1903 when the club was formed. And here at the Glenavon House Hotel in Cookstown, Gaels from all around the world are gathering tonight to celebrate those 100 years. So first, let's go back in time. It was on St Stephen's Night in 1903 that a group of men, led by Cathal O'Toole, came together to form the Era O Club, which was subsequently renamed St Patrick's in 1944. The most coveted football trophy in the county, the O'Neill Cup, was awarded to the Donaghmore senior team in 1927. This established St Patrick's as one of the leading clubs in Tyrone GAA, and was a launching pad for future success. The under-14 team of 1988 won the league and championship titles and went on to All-Ireland success in that year. Even up to the present day, Donaghmore St Patrick's continues to thrive. The under-16 team emerged as league winners in the centenary year.
Distinguished guests, fellow Gaels. It is my privilege as chairman of Donaghmore Neath Poldwick to welcome you all here to the Glenavon House Hotel to this, our centenary banquet. In particular, we are delighted to have the new president of the GAA, Mr Sean Kelly, and his predecessor, Mr Sean McCaig. It is an honour to have these two men in attendance. Mr Kelly at the beginning of his term in office and Mr McCaig having just completed his successful 3-year period. When many in here were growing up, we listened to the legendary Michael O'Hare's radio commentary and fell in love with Gaelic games. Carrying on that tradition is another legend of GAA commentary, now in broadcasting for over 50 years, and we are honoured that he has given up his time to join us here tonight. The voice of the GAA, Mr Mícheál Moriarty.
30 seconds to go in the 1927 Tyrone Senior Championship Final, and only 1 point separates the teams. What a tussle this has been between Donaghmore Éire and Arbo Pierces. Tá Cooley no on it at na foirne. Donaghmore lead 179 points. Their goal scored by Barney McGlade. It could yet be the match winner. The ball is fielded by Jimmy McClarnon. What a game he's had. He kicks it long to Tommy Cormac. Now it's Billy Keogh on the ball, but he's tackled, and here come Arbo in search of an equaliser. Tommy Spud Murphy has the football, named after the famous Kildare player. He moves it to Tommy Gallagher, but the game is now over. The referee, John McInespy, blows the final whistle, and Donoughmore Éire win the O'Neill Cup. The scenes here are magnificent. There's green and gold all over the Dungannon pitch. I can see committee men Tommy McCausland and Mick Loughlin carrying players off the pitch. Paddy McClarnon, Pete Posty McCourt, Johnny McCullough, Terry Campbell, Jimmy Quinn, Mick Daly. They're all shoulder high on the backs of loyal supporters. Now the O'Neill Cup is being presented to Captain Johnny McCullough. This day, the 18th of December 1927, will go down in the history of Donoughmore Gaelic football. They are the Tyrone Senior County Champions. Curry Pellehiroin, Donoughmore.
I have been in the privileged position that I am completing the research on the 100 years history of Donoughmore. And for the first 50 years, we were like every other club in Tyrone. At most, we were only a football team, and most clubs are still only football teams. They might have more than one team. They might have senior, they might have minor, and they might have underage, but we are really a GAA club. Trustees are GAA. The grants that we got here put a very, very big responsibility on a number of people here, and we linked the club from the very beginning to the GAA. It had been here 80 years at the time we got our first grant, and we had to give a commitment for 80 years into the future to the Ministry of Education. We were very confident, therefore, to link ourselves to the GAA, and we were very lucky that we had a good, strong football team here at the time. So today, the football club is the sponsor not only of the Bardic, of the youth club, and also, to a lesser extent, it's the first cousin, you could say, is the Historical Society, because it did spawn it. Irish dancing and Irish language. Aisling Jordan here, that was her single name. Aisling runs in these buildings here a very successful Irish language class. The GAA club was started here really by Gaelic League people, and today it is the Gaelic League, we can say, if it was in existence in the same form, would be very strong 100 years later in Donoughmore.
Well, for the past number of years in Donaghmore, we have had a big day, a club day on the 17th of March. Now, this day has particular significance because our club is 100 years old this year, and this is the start of what we're going to call the Year of the Club. Our club was founded in 1903 by Cathal O'Toole and a number of our local men. Cathal O'Toole was president of the club. He is also captain of the first Gaelic team in Donaghmore. The club in Donaghmore soon became a powerful GAA club within the county, and in 1905 they got to the county final. Now, everything is history from that. 1927 we won the first O'Neill Cup. Then there was a few weak years in the club, right up until the 40s, to men like Vinnie Hamill and the late Father Eamon Devlin took up the club at that stage and were very significant members in the GAA in Tyrone. They made us a very powerful club, so from 1960 onwards we are one of probably the leading clubs within the county of Tyrone. We play a very significant part in the community because young lads from 8-year-old are trained and coached in the skills of Gaelic football. You'll see a lot of young people, a lot of youth, which are all part of the club. As I said, we didn't have a parade other years, we just had music on the street, that type of thing. But this year, because it's our centenary year, we are having a parade. This should be a very colourful affair. The yellow and blue colours of the club for the last 30 years. So we're looking forward to a big day.
And you have an centre involvement in the church service as well this morning?
Yeah, we're also participating in the Mass. We have a group playing there, and they're going to play a tune which has been made up specially for today. We take part in the offertory procession. Every 10 years has been, shall we say, represented by people from that era, or families from that era.
Simply acta fime go heinish gus hawo shame shuli me evina shan chirna in oihanam yo pui muinya nagam fu me tam domora komar agus nora duch me la corpegla it's braiga kakena shuli me evina shan chirna in oiha it's lukewarm shaw and cheerna pasaguch nave akirna smishudugela skill to makivra hajim shuli me evina shan chirna in oihanam
first involvement with the club would be in 1964-1965, playing for the under-14s, then the under-16s. We had a great man in charge of it at that time, P.V. Hamill, and he done a lot for the youth at that time. And we were very lucky to put together a good minor team in 1967, which won the championship. Also lucky that year, very lucky to play for Tyrone Miners that year, who won the Ulster Championship and the Ulster League. Two other fellas from the club played in that team, Brendan Hennington and Anthony Gallagher. Then after that I played for all the teams in the club, the under-21s and the reserves and the seniors. Limited success, but played a long time and became a member of the committee about the mid-70s. Looked after the youth from about 75 after P.V. Hamill retired from looking after the youth. But P.V. was always there and always looking over the shoulder and keeping things right. A great man for the youth in Donaghmore. Looking back on the football year, the youth first of all, well, the youth had a good year. Our youth stuck there, but very happy with the way it's going. Paddy McCann, our youth officers, carrying on the good work that has been done by youth officers down the years.
Along these streets alone, both dark and empty on my own. City holds nothing for me, there ain't no work, no play. A haggard look towards the ground makes me sick when I look around. See the moral depravity of a broken down society. I'm going home, I'm going home, back to Tyrone. I'm going home, back to Tyrone. Just take me back, I'm on the right. I'm so alone, just take me home, back to Tyrone. Well, I came out here in 78, the crack was good and the money great. The women I laid didn't look paid, at least on them. Well, the work is gone, there's nothing on for me and the boys. The days are long, life is just an empty dream. Thank God I'm going home, I'm going home, back to Tyrone. I'm going home.
Quite happy with the youth policy at the minute. We, although our under 12, 14 teams aren't successful in terms of winning medals, we feel they're making great progress. This is largely due to the fact that we have good coaches in now who are working hard with the lads, and we think each year they are making more and more progress, so that's what it's all about. Our minor team as well this year got to the semi-final of the league and championship, so that also augurs well for the future of the senior team. Obviously our under 16 team this year was the team that got all the accolades, winning the league and just beaten by a point in the final of the championship by, has to be said, a very good Orkney team. This team really did produce the goods this year, played some excellent football and really entertained anybody who went to see them.
You fist it to Orla, okay? You run to Orla's place, you just touch the cone and you run back to your row. Yes! Oh, yes! Score! Okay, swap over now! Well, you take that and then I get this one then.
It's Thursday night and it's the last tin session before we play Galway in the championship match in Dungannon on Saturday night. It's a game against our parish neighbours for the third time in 4 years, and we're looking forward to a good result. The last couple of league games we've played reasonably well, we've got 2 good results, so we're hoping that continues and we can qualify to play Tillich in the first round of the championship proper. We've got a good squad here tonight, and the manager has a full panel of players to pick from for Saturday night, so we're hoping for the right result.
Well, this is the championship. It's Donaghmore v Galway. Probably the start. Some wanted to start, some didn't. After a different start to the season, we've strung a couple of good wins together lately against Ahayarn and Arboe, and we hope to build on the season and this the centenary year to get a good run in the championship. And all been well, and make it a memorable year.
Two-man jumping for the ball. Delvin, come on, let's go. The second half. So well done. Hey, the other thing is, boys. Hey, boys, listen. Things have a way of coming back on you. Listen, our next, hey, we have one fuck all. Our next mission is drilling, and we owe these boys. Hey, more importantly, we owe ourselves after the performance we put in against them the last night, which was fucking useless. No, no bravado, all right? We won a fucking match. We've won nothing else. We're only in the first round. So now we'll see what we're made of, because competition starts now. Well done.
Well, today we're up here in Pomeranian. It's the first round proper of the championship. We're playing Tillich. It's going to be a very tough match. Tillich has a good championship record, and about 6 weeks ago they beat us in the league, be a point up in Tillich. So it's going to be very close. But we're at full strength and we're confident that we can go another stage in the championship. We had a few injuries prior to this, but this is the first time we've really got a full team going. So we're very confident that we can get the right results and get into the quarter-finals of the Tyrone Championship. Playing in Pomeroy, we haven't had a good record in Pomeroy over the years, so we hope to break that hoodoo today. Really and truly, it's about players, it's not about pitches, it's not about referees, it's not about coaches, managers, it's players on the day. We are confident our lads can do it today. So we hope tonight, when the draw is made in Ahar for the last 8, we hope to be in there and contesting the Tyrone Senior Football Championship quarter-finals. Championship game against Tillich. It was a real good game of championship football. It ebbed and flowed. Come up to half time, we were behind. A couple of good timely goals in the second half put us in front, and in the end we won the game comfortably. On leaving Pomeroy that evening, we were glad that our name was still in the hat for the next draw in the championship. In the quarter-finals of the championship, we were unlucky to draw the Tyrone and Ulster champions, Eric and Kieran. Even the sight of the great Peter Canavan on crutches before the match didn't inspire our lads to go that extra mile. And with a very, very poor performance, we went out of the championship that night. And when the sun went down in Carrickmore that night, so did our championship aspirations for our centenary year.
I can't think of a better position or a better place to be in right now anywhere in the world than where I'm standing.
Tonight, I want you to give him a big warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sam Maguire.
Even though it wasn't a successful year for our senior players in Donaghmore, we're very proud that we had two members of our club in the Tyrone panel that brought the first Sam Maguire to Tyrone, first one ever. We're very, very proud of that. And the night the Sam Maguire Cup came to the youth club, it was a very, very memorable night. To see Brian Robertson and Seamus McGrew, two members of our club, hold the Sam Maguire aloft.
I can't think of a better position or a better place to be in right now anywhere in the world than where I'm standing. Words will not do justice my feelings or the feelings of these players here at this precise moment. There's a lot of people that got us to this position. We have a superb management team and backroom staff.
Has led a team through minor success, under 21 success, and the biggest success of all, on the biggest day in Gaelic football in 2008.
Was exactly when we purchased our own ground, our own field from the McCaffey family, and where the Father Raymond Devlin Park is now, and that the whole idea and to be able to invest your time, to be able to raise funds, to be able to work towards something which you knew was going to be in the ownership of the club. Rather than, as you said before, being turfed out of here and seeking other places, the same interest just wasn't there. And the whole drive, I think, and the whole movement, which has evolved over the years, the youth club's progression, the football club's progression, the Bardic Theatre's progression, all the theatre, the youth club, all sprung, I honestly believe, from that day when the club found its own and its new home.
The snow lies scattered all around. It covers fields for miles and miles around. Maybe if I wake up and know that you're not there.
time we used to call it the Purdy digging camp. We were digging the spuds. So we all used to go up the hill and gather the spuds. So, and they would give us a few bob. As long as we got our grub, I don't think we worried too much, you know, because the day off school. Yeah. But that's where we started our football. And I suppose that was, and then we got a football at home, some type of an old football, and we played there. And then, strange enough, Patsy, I suppose your family was my next introduction to maybe a higher level. You know, you didn't move away very far at that time. And in your McLean's Hill, or Headington's Hill as we called it, we used to gather every Sunday, Malachy and Dolores. Like, this was funny because they were women's football now, but Dolores was as good as any man at that time, you know. And then when that would be finished on a Sunday evening, your mother would bring us in, and we'd get a slice of white bread and jam. We thought we were really made, you know. So that was the first, and then
that went on for years.
That went on for years. That went on right to your time, you know. That. See, I remember you long before you came to Donaghmore, you know.
Oh, that's right.
You were at the academy. Seamus was at the academy ahead of me, and Seamus wasn't a bad old footballer. But you know, there's a couple of good lads from Ryan, yourself and Mickey McCourt. And Jimmy McCourt.
Jimmy was a great player.
Great player.
One of the greatest players I met.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I remember the Grimes had bought McLean's at the time. And then,
that'll be right.
And then so, but I don't remember you coming into Dunham, you know, how you managed to get in. Did you come first, or Cahill came on to the team first?
The both of us came together in February '59. And even though we would close on a Saturday night, we'd go back to Bumrye. We'd come back again on Monday morning on the bus. So it was '59, all right, and I transferred immediately to Donaghmore.
Right.
Cahill transferred later on. He would have been older and wouldn't have been probably just in the first team at that stage. But I played in '59 for Donaghmore. I remember the first game was against Killile. Jim Devlin, God rest the man, was centre half back, and I was centre half forward at that stage. So I played from '59 to '79. I would have played about 20 years for the first team. And we had managed a good day. We went to the county final in early '60s. And
60 what was it?
1960.
1960.
Yeah,
just the year after you.
Clonobia beat us in the final. We were a good enough team, except that Clonobia would have been Crafter. They would have had more experience in this.
Yeah.
And they defeated us easily in the final. And we never got back to the final since that.
Is that right?
No.
We were never in the finals?
No, just the once. It was exciting times in the '60s for Donaghmore, and I suppose for other clubs, because when you look at our own history, from 1903, I think the whole club was reinvented in around the '60s again. We bought property and we advanced and built fields, something that hadn't been done for generations before that. With a very strong committee, and everybody was very active, led by Vinnie Hamill, both on and off the field. And one of the most exciting things I remember when I was playing was every Monday night at the committee meeting they picked the team, and you stand outside to hear if you were on the team or not.
Right, that's
that whole thing. Pardon?
Who was managing that time, or who was
there was very little management. Vinnie Hamill, but the committee would pick the team.
Paddy Hamilton.
The Paddy Hamiltons.
Paddy Hamilton, a big input.
He would know the players all right, and Vinnie Hamill. But that whole thing has been forgot about, you know. We would stand outside and listen to see who was on, and if you were on for Sunday. That's all gone.
How many games did they play then?
Oh, I've just dropped in to see you all. Sure, I'll only stay a while, and I want to see how you're getting on. I want to see you smile. Oh, I'm happy to be back again, just to greet you great and small. Ah, your hearts are like your mountains in your homes of Dolly.
Fathers and mothers coming even training.
Well, I think that's much more now than when we were playing.
It is,
When my father was deathing me playing football, you know, wasting
Why
time.
was that?
Well, there was work to do. You know, it's different now. But the one you had to sneak out.
That's right.
You know, hide the boots.
Yeah.
I remember the day Tyrone won the 73 Ulster title. They had scored 6 points in Ulster final, and somebody said to Daddy in the pub on Monday, "You're by the Prairie game yesterday." And Daddy said, "Well, where was I?"
Very good. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think your dad went to a game in his life. And my father never went to a game in his life. My mother never went to a game in her life.
Well, my father did, because he would have been one of the founders of Pumrai.
Was he? Yeah, yeah.
And would have played for Pumrai. But after that, like, he would have been older and wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Too many
That's a good.
It was. And we won the under 14, the league and the championship in Tyrone, and went on to win the All Ireland. And we have the manager here, Patsy Harrington, and Joe Daly, who had a brilliant time that year. But also Patsy had a fantastic time before that, playing underage and minor. So Patsy would have good memories of that.
Yeah, 88 was a fantastic year for Donaghmore, like, and something that living long in the memory, like, you know.
Yeah.
We went down as Tyrone champions, and like we probably just went down to fulfill the fixture and go down for the weekend. But the hospitality and all, as people have seen in Tyrone this year, it's just a great occasion, like. As every match went on, you wondered, could you win it?
You just went to Wicklow that year.
Newbridge, Kildare.
Newbridge, Kildare.
Maynooth. You know that place well?
I know Maynooth, yeah.
We stayed with Brenton and me and Joe Daly and Francie Dunn. I think stayed with Michael Ryan, who's married to Eamon Rafferty's sister.
Oh, word that. Annie, it's an Annie Rafferty, yeah. I know them. He's a golfing man.
That's right. And the hospitality and all was great, like, you know, but as every game went on, you were getting closer and closer and closer, and we got to the final, and just to win the whole thing and to see the people running onto the pitch after, like, people had, there's really so many down on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday morning when we heard in the final, cars loads came down, and you started to recognise everybody when you're walking onto the pitch before the match and that, and then after the match everybody came running onto the pitch. And
who'd you beat in the final?
beat St Mary's of Sligo.
Right.
But what must have been like for like a Shimmy Mulgrew at that age?
Well, there's the Mulgrews and Gareth Hughes and Martin O'Neill.
You had the thrill of managing it, like to be playing in that.
Shimmy Mulgrew, even if he won the Iron medal there, deserved to be so, like, you know, but even that days, in them early days, you'd seen his potential, you know. He was a great forward, like. But the whole occasion, just then, I still refer that I was the manager when we won, but if I hadn't made Joe was the manager.
Right there.
The All-Ireland final nowadays, you drive into a state-of-the-art 83,000-seater stadium, one of the best, if not the best in Europe. You're taken there by three-lane motorways, where motorways, junctions, and the whole imagery of the whole image of the GAA and the whole marketing of the GAA has changed to an unbelievable extent for me. Nowadays, young people are not only wearing Manchester United jerseys and Liverpool jerseys, but they're also wearing Kerry jerseys and Willie John Dolan jerseys, and you've got this whole movement into the present, and it's just a different ball game altogether.
Tonight to you, Mary. It's long since I heard from you now. Oh, oft times sure I do be thinking just what you are doing and how. It's long years ago since we parted. Oh, oft times I'm wondering why. Was it just that fate came between us? We were so attached, you and I. Is the old cross still standing as steady as it has done for centuries past? Does the old chapel bell toll so sweetly as it did when I first went to Mass? Does the anvil still ring in the forge now? Does the sparks still fly out to the door? Is the old horn still blow in the soap yard to tell you that day's work is o'er? Do they dance up the hall to the garden where many's a good night was spent? If we could only but scramble a shilling, no matter who else paid the rent, we would dance and would sing till contented. Then off in a band we would go, for to see the girls down by the station and as far as the factory road. Is the old cross still standing as steady as it has done for centuries past? Does the old chapel bell toll so sweetly as it did? Does the anvil still ring in the forge now? Does the sparks still fly out to the door? Are the people kind-hearted as ever in my old home in sweet Donegal? Is the road still as fine to the station? Is the old train still shunting away? Is that old football field still in Garba, where many hard games we did play? I remember a poor old blind harbour whose music we all did adore. as he stood by the cross. What a picture for an artist in old Donegal. Is the old cross still standing as steady as it has done for centuries past? Does the old chapel bell toll so sweetly as it did when I first went to Mass? Does the anvil still ring in the forge now? Does the sparks still fly out to the door? Does the old horn still blow in the Soviet to tell you that day's work is o'er? Let's hear us all together. Is the old cross still standing and steady? Does the anvil still ring in the forge now? Does the sparks still fly out to the door? Are the people kind-hearted as ever in that sweet little spot down at Knoll? In my old home in sweet Donegal. Thank you.
We go your earliest memories.
This is Jarva here. Jarva. It's known as Jarva. Some people call it McLaren's Field. It was from about 1920. It was used for playing the football in. The Donegal Club played here all their games, and there was one county match here, Tyrone versus Donegal. That is the only kind of match I knew of. But here the anthems were very, up to the field were very, very small, very narrow. And if it came a bus, it had to stop at the end of the road and they had to walk up to here. But it was a great feeling. Joe, if it rained for a month,
it would never,
you wouldn't see it.
Never see, not just Shookage. In the field, what I first remember is my brother Pat, two schoolboys walking from Drumburn down to the match in this here. And there was a Jim McLaren. We came in across McLaren Street.
Yes,
across the street.
Yes.
And Jim McLaren, a son of old Peter McLaren, was playing in the match here.
And his brother Peter.
And the brother Peter. But I can remember Jim. And when we were going out again, when we were going out from the match, old Peter McLaren, he was the horse dealer. He had a basin of water. And
a tin cup.
A tin cup.
Yes.
And give us drinks of water.
The Donegal team stepped up up in the loft.
Up in the loft.
The stone steps up to the loft.
Up to the old barn loft.
Yes, and they walked across here. Now, the Donegal people, the village people, came across down past
down the back lane,
down the Hibernian Hall, down past up Daly's Hill, and across there.
That's an ear cut.
That's an ear cut for the ones in the village.
Right.
And the old man Arthur Murphy never missed a match. Arthur Murphy, that was Tommy Murphy's father.
That is right.
And then you now a man here, across here, Peter Murphy.
Peter Murphy.
We Peter Murphy.
That's right.
He was always here too.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good feeling. There's some good matches in it.
So many games.
Many games.
There aren't Peter McLaren didn't own this field. He had rented from a Davis, Mr. Davis.
Yes, that was Stewartstown.
Stewartstown. And that's the reason that they were playing football. And McLaren's was greatly involved.
Oh, they were.
And
the
backbone of the Donegal football club.
Well, they had two cars, and nobody else had cars. They had two yellow hopmobiles, they called them.
Yes.
A big hop and a wee hop. And there's some great tussles here. Some of the visiting teams would strip in there And it was just, I don't know, it must have been a house at the time. No derelict house. And most of the visiting teams were still in there. And we played here from early 20s up into the 30s. Then we moved from the 30s across to O'Neill's Mara, across the water.
Across the water,
O'Neill's
yes.
across the water. We moved
O'Neill's
to
across
there.
the water.
Yes.
Miss Philomena O'Neill's.
Yes, and we Joe.
Yeah, and Joe, the brother.
Yes. And
They
then moved to
played
there.
there. They played there for how many years were they played there for, Jimmy?
For 2.
About 2 years.
Then
And then they moved from that till the convent.
Convent Mara.
The convent Mara.
Way back until
At the back of the moat.
Yes, the back of the moat.
Back of the moat.
And
Facing Mullygreen Lough.
Yes.
Played there. And
Played
then
there.
from there
Then from there they developed the Mara on the other side of the river.
on the parochial ground
Ah, yes.
on the far side of the river.
At the bone, still in the bone rows. The Cinder Park it was called. Eugene Clay and Johnny McCullough and Paddy Murphy and them do the cinders from the
clinkers from the station.
From the station.
Yeah.
And filled in drains and all.
Made shores and filled in the drains with
Yes.
clinkers.
The clinkers come up and every team was away, they called it the Cinder Mara.
The cindery
The
man.
knees was cut off them.
These cinders moved up, I remembered. Yeah.
And then we played there we got it fixed and we played there for good until one Sunday there was a bit of a row with an visiting team. And John Finnegan lifted the ball and says, "That's it."
Huh. That's it. That's it. That was Muirtown. That was Muirtown.
That's it.
And the ball, there was only one ball on
Only
the
one
match.
ball.
There was only between the two teams.
He took it with him.
And she come out. This is true. Canon Finnegan was standing along the touchline. On the ball, John McCurdy Kappa was the referee.
Yes, aye.
And the ball rolled out to Canon Finnegan's feet and he lifted the ball.
That's it.
And he took her across and up to the parochial house, and the game had to be abandoned because there's no ball to play with. One ball. One ball. Muirtown, Donaghmore was beating Muirtown that day. They were beating them by a cricket score.
Yes.
And Frank Cormac and Peter Cruiser, goodness rest him, 2 county men.
2 great men.
2 great men was in the midfield. And the row started with Frank Cormac and Peter Cruiser. And the row started on the ball. Happened to run out to the cannon's feet and he picked her up and across he says, "That's it, that's enough." And John McCurdy Kappa, he was the referee. And after that, it was refixed for Honour Park.
Yes,
And Father Murphy of Glencoe was the referee.
Yeah.
And Donaghmore played a man from County Larry, do you mean?
Yes,
In
sir.
midfield, do you mean? What did they call him? You went on to be a priest. What did they call him?
I come with
And you'd have thought the Muirtown fellas, they come into the dressing room, the bit of an old dressing room and on our park and them squealing.
He came up with a Fan McPeak.
He was, well, it finished, Donaghmore was beat by 2 points.
2 points.
That's right. Donaghmore was beat by 2 points. In the replay, and Muirtown went on. Donaghmore was a good team that year. Muirtown went on to winner. You can go with the record books.
Oh, they must have won her 6 or 7 times.
They won her 3 or 4 times after that.
In a row.
And if Canon Finnegan had been, Donaghmore was through to the second round.
So that's
for the good he done.
Yes.
He says no more.
No more.
30 seconds to go in the 1927 Tyrone Senior Championship Final, and only 1 point separates the teams. What a tussle this has been between Donaghmore Aero and Arbo Pierces. Cooley no on it at na foirne. Donaghmore lead 179 points. Their goal scored by Barney McGlade. It could yet be the match winner. The ball is fielded by Jimmy McClarnon. What a game he's had. He kicks it long to Tommy Cormac. Now it's Billy Keogh on the ball, but he's tackled, and here come Arbo in search of an equaliser. Tommy Sport Murphy has the football, named after the famous Kildare player. He moves it to Tommy Gallagher, but the game is now over. The referee, John McInnesby, blows the final whistle, and Donaghmore, their own Eel Cup. St. Aquinas himself would wonder. These 3 heroes of our village, Jake Quinn, a gentle lamb come down from Coffin. Seamus Grimes, an angel sent down from Pomeroy. And Dino Haddon, just like Moses there at number 6. These men will never be forgotten. Dino in particular, with his long robes and his big beard and the staff. Certainly their number 11 will remember the staff. There's many a bucko in the Bible knows about injustice. But even the book of Revelations couldn't have dreamed up a villainous monster like the Unref. I even heard our young innocent women, beautiful young women like Patricia and Veronica Floon, questioning the referee's parentage. But all hope failed when Doonan Gallagher got cleaved and not a thing done. I despaired, people, despaired at the example being set for our innocent children. We creators like Ronan McCartan, Kieran Lahern, and Raymond McCluskey, Phil the ankle tapper Donnelly, tell me that the referee was a complete, and it's a word you're not allowed to use in chapel, but I'll tell you he was bang on. Malachy O'Neill and Cathal Grimes were also very colourful in their appraisal of the man in the middle. And we, Pete McCann, just clean lost her and went pure berserk. But we have to put all of that behind us, folks. We have to put all of that in the Old Testament. And we have to focus our prayers on tomorrow. May floods and famine and disease visit our neighbours up the mountain. And may all their shots be wide. May all their shots be wide. Just on a final note, and to remind everybody that the mission will be here next week. And as you know, the PP's like the devil at the minute with the back, so every mass has to be packed to the oxters. I'm way to Bundoran myself, so keep me in your prayers. And of course, the mission stalls will be up and running, so you can purchase plenty of those wee miraculous medals that give you the rash. And those pictures of the saints that have eyes that follow you around the room. Just like the SAS. You can all stand for the creed. Thank you.
On a special day, agus tá lán Jennifer agus le rágah. A very special night for you because of your centenary, and obviously those who went, as was said earlier, those who went in 1903 to form your club couldn't have envisaged the scenario here tonight, nor could they have envisaged what's happening on the ground in your club. Your parish is catering for 2 clubs now. Many in your club would regret that, and many in your neighbouring club would regret that. But I would say there's more children playing, there's more people playing, and maybe in the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That those who want to play get playing, and I want to commend all of you in the Dunamore Club, St. Patrick's Club. I want to commend you for the manner in which you have stayed for 100 years, loyal to the aims and objectives of our association, the manner in which you have promoted the games. Micheál O'Hare started the night by talking about the 1927 county final for the O'Neill Cup. The fact that the O'Neill Cup hasn't arrived is still an aspiration within your club, and I have no doubt, with the quality of the players you have produced in the past, And with the quality of the work that you're doing on the ground, that day will come. And that's the aspiration that you live for. And more importantly, you recognise, as we all recognise, that there's something more important actually than the cup arriving. The real importance is the fun, the friendship, and the promotion of the games. And as we saw with the cultural inputs at the earlier part of the night, we recognise that all of us who are GAA people know that 100 years hence, just as we can't comprehend what has happened in the last 100 years, and we can't comprehend what's going to be there in 100 years down the line, we do hope that those children who want to play our games, hurling and football, those who want to be part of our association, those who want to express their Irishness by way of our culture and our games, will still have the opportunity to do so. I know that in your parish, that's a real possibility, and I hope that it's a real possibility in mine, because that's what we have spent our lives trying to promote. That's what we've given all our time to doing. And I want to say to you, on behalf of the association, thanks for the commitment. Thanks for the great memories that you've given to each other. Thanks for the great friendships you've given. And thanks for what you have done for the community. Those who were old and infirm on the days when the team won and that got the lift that they required. Those who recognised that in the colours, the blue and gold that's here and previously the green and gold, that they could say, as they do, and I know this, from New York, Perth, everywhere in Australia, the West Coast and the East Coast of North America, Toronto and abroad, all those people will say on a Sunday afternoon, I must check on the mobile, I must check how did we do. And we is Dunamore.
The people that have gone before us and are in this graveyard, only for them this would not have been possible. So it's right and proper that we remember them this morning on this St. Stephen's Day, 100 years from they had the first meeting of Donamore St. Patrick's was held. So we'll just say one decade of the Rosary in honour of all the men and indeed the women of Donamore St. Patrick's have gone before. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
The formation of the GAA club in Donamore is recorded in the Irish News on Tuesday, December the 29th in 1903. A large and enthusiastic meeting of the youth of Ballydonnelly, Castle Caulfield and Donamore was held on last Saturday morning in the United Irish League's rooms in Donamore. The meeting was convened for the purpose of forming a Gaelic football and hurling club in conjunction with the Gaelic Athletic Association and was mainly composed of members of the United Irish League, the Gaelic League and the Lord Edward Flute Band. The exceptionally large attendance on this occasion augurs well for the success of the new club. Mr. Cahill O'Toole, Ballydonnelly, was moved to the chair and Mr. William Cunningham acted as secretary to the meeting. The chairman explained in the fullest manner possible the object for which the meeting was convened. He said it was particularly desirable that such a club should exist in Donamore, firstly because it is a national duty to uphold our national games and pastimes, and secondly because such a club would be the means of brightening life in that district by providing useful and healthy recreation. The chairman then proceeded to explain in detail the objects of the club and the association, after which those present were enrolled and handed in their entrance fee. Lord Edward, Owen Roe and Era Og were the three names suggested by which the club would be known. After discussing the merits of each, Era Og was finally selected as the name of the new club. Green, gold and white were adopted as the colours. The officers were next appointed: Captain, Mr. Cahill O'Toole; Vice Captain and Treasurer, Mr. Edward Carberry; Secretary, Mr. Cahill O'Toole. And at this stage of the proceedings, the Emmet Brass Band, Dungannon, presented a sudden and unexpected appearance in Donamore, and as most of the members of that band are members of the Emmet Football Club in Dungannon, the chairman announced that the meeting would stand adjourned. The chairman of the Era Og Club extended a cordial and hearty welcome to the members of the Emmet Club, who expressed their delight and satisfaction at the formation of a new club. Mr. William Cunningham then proposed a vote of thanks to Mr. Cathal O'Toole for presiding, and he coupled with this vote an expression of appreciation of the services which Mr. O'Toole is rendering to the movement of reviving our national games and
You're all very, very welcome to the launch of a club for all ages. A book recording the history of Donaghmore Football Club since its foundation 100 years ago.
Thank you very much. I've written a few GAA books, but I'll tell you right away, I'd be proud of this one. There's not many people here have seen it. How many of you have seen it? I'll tell you, you have a treat in store because this is an excellent book. I'm not just saying that because I'm here. It really is a superb publication. I've seen some club books down the years and some of them are very thick, or about that. It would take about 100 years to read them. But this one here, I have to say, from the moment I saw it yesterday, I've been very, very impressed. And again, it's not because I'm here, but it's the best club book that I have seen. And that's not an exaggeration. And that means it's a credit to the people who put it together, the committee, and in particular to Paul Quinn here, who's no relation, but maybe we have something in common in writing books, and to Patrick McKenna as well. I think right at the start we should acknowledge the work they put in, and believe me, it is a brilliant publication.
One of the greatest men this club has had was P.V. Hamill. And while we share the same initials, that is where the comparisons end. Men like P.V., Cathal O'Toole and Eugene Crilly before him dedicated their lives to build this club. And we have been so fortunate to have many, many individuals who have, as current chairman Brian Flynn states in his introduction, not only let Donaghmore GFC play a part in their lives, they have let it take over their lives. I thank all those who assisted in any way with these. Originally it was hoped that the book would be launched in November of last year, but thankfully for me, Throne won the All-Ireland and they got a stay of execution. I managed to delay it even further when I suggested that the St Stephen's Day event should be included, but book chairman Pat O'Neill was not convinced. On one occasion he phoned me up and said, "If you don't start producing, I'm going to withdraw my name from the project." I don't think my reply of, "Whatever you think, Pat." What he's looking for.
Looking to the future, I would be very encouraged. The youth structure's good, it's in place. A lot of youth all taking part in our club. Our culture's going well, the adult football's going well. We have plans afoot now for new premises, new changing rooms, fitness suite and all that goes with it. So the future, the next few years should be very, very exciting within our club with all these things falling into place. At committee level, it's very encouraging to see so many young members on it now this year. For a few years it was the same old faces running the club, but this year we've got a good injection of youth, and that's very encouraging, very good, because we can't go on forever. But the future looks good. The youth is in place at committee level to carry it on. We're very satisfied that the quality of committee man is there at youth level to carry the club into the future, and all the changes that is taking place within the GAA as a whole. So I hope to play my part in it, maybe not at chairman level, but certainly at committee level, and as long as I can, I'll always encourage people to play Gaelic games from Donaghmore.
shed there. There was no doors and no windows in it. It was just open.
It went right through and
Right
out through the window.
Right through that way. Lost it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. There's quite a cool breeze that day.
It is.
Sunday, the 19th of May 1974, is a date etched in the history of Donaghmore Gaelic Football Club. On this day, the club's magnificent new ground, Father Eamon Devlin Memorial Park, was officially opened. Father Devlin, a curate in Donaghmore from 1941 until the mid-1960s, had played a major role in reforming the club shortly after his arrival and continued to promote the GAA and Irish language in the area. This short film, shot on projector, takes in brief highlights of the afternoon's proceedings, and some sound effects have been added to an otherwise silent film.
Le grade year, hope me walking on. Le canons can is shanachas and bro.
On approach to the village, we see the old brewery building to the left, now gone and replaced by housing development. Main Street remains much as it was in 1974, but the vehicles and dress mode have changed quite a bit.
Is master a cannig and druckle is we fair a rich. Is stocky a carcora in a chanog. Is worship us a creed of all is land. And was in Ashka a form a walking bun. Bayala ashling dairen gelach sir gan for gan fiach gan falten is gan dear and Carthage and Torres just and glass Aris aber Cosham August Mass a cannig and druckle is we fair a
A well-known local resident, Joe Gavin, is seen here surveying the scene prior to the band parade. Pat Slevin and Patsy Hamill here selling admission tickets at the main entrance beside the swimming pool. The club stewards are getting things sorted.
Is ray of verhin one walking her son Sheikhana is Eravel Octan Tachran.
The Daughters of the Cross from St Joseph's Convent make their way up Church Lane towards the field.
Our children in our grief. A cannig and druckle is we fear a
Not an unusual sight, the drawing power of the local hostelry.
His worship us a creed of all his land and was in Ashka a form a walking bun and was in Ashka a form a walking bun.
Column Ginny Hamilton is selling programmes.
Pat Montague is seen here in a relaxed pose. A family gathering. Here's Jake Quinn and company. Pat O'Donnell of Gervin's Terrace is escorting these children across the street. MC Sean Falloon helping to organise the bands. A quick brush up before the parade. Collegial Youth Band set off for the field, with their parish neighbours from Tullyallen following on. Island Miners in white played Ardbow in the championship. And there were many familiar faces in the crowd, including Jodie O'Neill, Tyrone team manager, with Hugh Hamilton, a former club player. group of local young ladies were enjoying the day. It was warm, time to cool off. Joe Gavin and co consider a splash in the pool.
Hey, is it sore? Hey, is it sore in your legs when you're going back?
No, you're back actually. You're back.
Is your legs not left right now far?
No, that's why you have to go.
The clergy and guests are arriving. Phil Donnelly escorts Tommy Tierney, aged 90, our oldest living club member and past player. Dean Quinn of Dungannon, assisted by Canon Rice, parish priest of Donaghmore, bless the grounds. Other clergy present included Father Jim Corey, Father McGuckin, C.C. Galbally, Father McPeak, parish priest of Ballagawley, a native of Donaghmore, and Father MacDonald, former C.C. in Galbally. Members of Father Devlin's family also attended. Malachi Mahan, President of the Ulster Council, performed the official opening ceremony. Officials from Tyrone County Board were Paddy Corey, the Chairman, Paddy O'Neill, Secretary, Jimmy Casey, Treasurer, and former Chairman Paddy Cullen.
Caif me movrog alad, Eileen Arun. Da caif me movrog alad, Eileen Arun.
Vinnie Hamill, Chairman of Donaghmore, spoke on behalf of the club. Other club officials in the platform party included Sean Kerbery, Sean Falloon and Phil Donnelly.
Mariul gomen postalad, Eileen Arun. Anchokatu non wanitu, Eileen Arun. Anchokitu non wanitu, Eileen Arun.
Proceedings concluded and it was time for the game. Tyrone here in white played Mayo. Patsy Hetherington captained Tyrone, Anthony Doonan Gallagher was in goal, and his brother Patsy refereed the game.
Vesir, Shanchir Arshinshir Fasta, Niakar Winchir Anaf Wintrial, Anokta Himsa Marnam Will, Legan Ergil Kan Bash no Sil, Legan Ishgrech, Fuelawak Nabilier. Sholiv Carnegie or on Navir.
Well, it looks like the ice cream man had a good day. The large attendance on the embankment were many locals, too many to mention, and all enjoying such a fine day.
No, you're back. You're back. No, that's you have to go.
Wouldn't have too long.
Oh, what? Hold up. Half of it. Fire up the water. Up the top. Follow the water. Hey? Sorry.
Huh?
That's stop it up.
It was time for a rest and a smoke.
Wouldn't have too long.
Oh, what? Hold up. Half of it. Fire up the water.
Members of the O'Neill family in Drumburn
Sorry.
Huh?
That's stop it up.
Seamus Hamill and Joe Morrison keeping it cool.
Da kaif me movrog alad, Eileen Arun. Da kaif me movrog alad, Eileen Arun. Da kaif me movrog alad, de yarshis na skor hilad, mar yul gomen postalad, Eileen Arun. Anjokatu non wani tu, Eileen Arun. Anjokitu non wani tu, Eileen Arun. Choki me isnianio me, Birom agus lanedu, O gralum criferunis tu, Eilinarum. Ced mila falcharod, Eilinarum. Ced mila falcharod, Eilinarum. Ced mila falcharod, falchagus fiarod, ni ced mila falcharod, Eilinarum. Le grade here, hope me walking on. Le canons can, is shanaches and broad. Le oran bin, le common crag is pale. Le homos more, is master clanagel. A canig and druckle is we fair a bridge. Is stocky a carpora in a chanog. Is worship us a creed of all Islam. And was in Ashka a form a walking bun. Bayal ashling dairen gelach sir gan for gan fiach gan falten is gan dear and cart the chach and torres just and glass aris aber caution august.
Following the game, both teams, officials and invited guests went to St Joseph's Convent for a meal, thus bringing to a close this memorable occasion.
Is stocky a cora in a chanog, is worship us a creed of Islam, and was in Ashka a form a walking bun. Is ray a verhin walking og her son Sheikhana is era